we can send it to other folks as well. So good evening. Thank you so much for taking your time and joining this session on a Saturday evening. Really appreciate it. That actually shows the dedication that you have, towards learning Solidity or blockchain or Web3. So what we will do is, I'll just give you a brief about like how we are going to do this course and the cohort, the course length, what you will be learning, and the course structure for the next 4 to 5 weeks. We are aiming to do this only for, like, we're trying to keep this very short, right? So we'll do this only for the 4 to 5 weeks with an outcome at the end of the day. What I want from you guys is ask me as many questions as possible. So you can feel free to put it in the chat there, or feel free to unmute yourself, and then ask questions directly. Either is fine. But the more questions that you ask, I think the more we will be also able to learn, experiment, and also bring efficiency in this whole, learning journey for all of us, right? So just to get it started, I'm sure you all have learned about Web3 Learn. You're all in Solidity Cohort at this point of time. First things logistics, if you are in this group, I presume you all have it. The channel Solidity Cohort 3 that is showing up in your Discord. If it is not showing up, please DM me on the Discord and I'll add you to the group. Welcome once again. So the Solidity Cohort, as I mentioned, is going to be a 4 to 5 week program at this point of time. So the basic requirement and the way how we are going to do that is we will be releasing 2 pre-recorded videos every week. Okay, so that means we'll have one pre-recorded video somewhere around Saturday, Sunday time frame, and another one around Monday, Tuesday time frame. Okay. Now, having said that, that's only one part of the whole component of your learning process. What we wanted to do is, we want to make this learning very interactive. So by around Tuesday or Wednesday time frame, we will release a sort of small assignment for you to complete for that particular week. Okay, and it's not that we want to go ahead and figure out, hey, what is this assignment all about? What is this technology all about? So we will be having teaching assistant sessions. We have a couple of very interesting folks who are helping us, who will be helping you guys, to learn and to solve, most of the doubts and queries that you will be getting. So you need not wait until the sessions. As and when you get any queries, put it in the Discord channel and we'll pick it up and then we'll try to answer as we go along. But primarily, going back to the assignment part, we are aiming to do 2 live sessions on Friday and Saturday, or Saturday or Sunday, depending on the time frame and the availability of you guys, right? So these live sessions will be live coding sessions, where you will be coding with your fellow developers for about 1-2 hours on that particular topic. Okay, and then at the end of the day, we want you to generate a certain outcome or project out of that particular assignment. Okay, so we can talk more about that. So there is pre-recorded videos, there is assignment, and you will be learning and coding with the fellow developers with the help of teaching assistants. Apart from that, fortunately, we have a couple of mentors and advisors, from US and Europe, who are deep Solidity developers, who will be taking sessions either once in a week or twice in a week, again, depending on their availability and you guys' availability. So primarily how we will be doing those sessions is for the first 15 to 20 minutes, they will be sharing their Web3 journey, where they were in the Web2 world or any other world, before they came to the Web3 and the Solidity world. They'll be sharing their journey for about 15 to 20 minutes. You can ask them as many questions as possible. Followed by, we will pick up a topic, within Solidity that these guys are so passionate that you have to learn, that you can learn. And that will be some sort of an on-hand session again for you guys, to learn directly from these folks who are already the Solidity developers in the industry. Okay, so primarily this is kind of a path for you guys, where you will be going through self-paced learning. You will be learning from the mentors and experts, who are already there in the industry, and also you will be coding with other developers with the help of teaching assistants for the next 4 weeks. Okay. Now, the way how we structured this course is, this is an outcome-based course. So we will be teaching you on how to create a decentralized app. We will not go into the front-end development part, by the way, but we'll be teaching you how to write a smart contract, how to create a decentralized app, and how to get started on a decentralized DeFi app. So that's the primarily the course content is revolved. So what we want you guys to do is, double down your efforts. Might be if we teach for 30 minutes or 40 minutes, if the video length is 30 or 40 minutes, we want you to double down or triple down your effort. Spend time for effort like another 1 hour, 2 hours to deep dive into that. Learn more contracts, write more contracts, and get back to us, right? Just ask us, does it look okay? Does it look bad? What is this? Where am I missing? So so that like the experts that are out there, can help you in guiding whether you're on the right path, or like what needs to be done uh, in rectifying that particular piece of code, or whatever there, right? What else? So that's kind of primarily the structure. The 4 week it is the structure that is going to be. We presumably, like we presume that, like you have a little bit of coding experience. If you have a JavaScript experience, that would be great. But if you don't even have the coding experience, don't worry. Okay, get started. As and when you deep dive and when you go into learning this, you'll get a hook of it. The only thing is, spend time, right? We will be able to provide you all the support, but like the expectation is also that you guys also spend time and effort uh, to move forward, right? And I want to also touch base on a higher level view of what is going to happen next after this, right? So primarily at Web3 Learn, this is, as I mentioned, this is our third cohort. We have done 2 cohorts before. There are a couple of developers who have completed everything, who are doing some part-time projects, and they will be connected with some companies in primarily in the US and Europe to give interviews in the next couple of days/weeks. So what the expectation of this course, and the expectation from you, or the path, the career path, for you at this point of time is, once you start doing these projects, we are talking with a lot of companies, a lot of blockchain companies in Singapore, Europe, and US. These are all very well funded companies in the blockchain space. And we will be getting to the real time part-time projects to start with. Okay. But now, having said that, I'm also trying to be candid here. We will not be opening up those projects to everyone in the cohort. We wanted to ensure that you are putting in the effort, and then you are very keen on taking those positions and roles going forward. So we want to see some sort of commitment and output from you guys, as part of the cohort. Once we see that, we will open up those part-time projects to you. Sometimes it could be unpaid, sometimes it could be paid gigs as well, where you can actually make some really decent money. And once you're able to complete those part-time projects, Then we will help you refining your CV, especially refining your GitHub profile, and then the CV, and then also help you on the kind of interview process with the Solidity, what sort of stuff that the companies are looking at. By the way, we are gathering all that information from the companies. Hey, like what is that one, two, three qualities that you need from a Solidity developer or a blockchain developer, right? So we have a wealth of information there on what the companies are looking at. So we will be training you on those qualities and characteristics and traits, and we will make you kind of interview ready. But you need to go through this process. It's not going to happen on day one. You need to have patience, need to work hard, and then we need to see the results throughout the process there. So once we are comfortable there, we would be more than happy to connect you with the full-time job opportunities. These are all remote job opportunities where you can actually sit in India. We have like people from various countries joining today as part of this cohort. So you can sit in your own country and then start working on these particular projects, and the average salaries are anywhere between 100 120k plus, for this particular jobs. In fact, like we have 2 part-time projects that are getting started next week, for a very big NFT platform in Los Angeles. We will also keep you posted on how that progresses, because we wanted to put everything in public. We wanted to show what sort of projects that we are doing, and what sort of feedback that we are getting from the clients as well, right? So on the top of it, if you see this is all offered for free, right? So we're not charging anything, and we'll not be charging anything. But we want you to be super dedicated, spend some time. There might be some hiccups, I'm also telling you, right? Our lives are very busy. You might be working full time, like you might be stuck in a specific project with the deliverables in mind. We'll be going through all that process as part of the journey, right? Might be the enthusiasm that is there on day one as of today might not be there on day 12, day 13, or day 26, right? That's totally fine. I'm telling you, that's totally fine, right? The only request is just don't give up. Okay, like if you're not able to complete, take some time. Like if it is not happening in 10 days, it will happen in 15 days, it will happen in 20 days, right? But the only one thing that I request you guys is just don't give up, at any cost. The moment you give up, that's it. Whatever you have learned, whatever you have worked on, everything goes into the drain. Don't give up. Stay persistent there, and DM me anytime if you want. If you want my ear to lend, talking about your challenges. Like if you are saying, oh, this is super tough, like I'm not able to do this, I'm not finding time, like how can we do this, etc., etc. I'm all ears, right? Ping me anytime. I would be more than happy to get onto your call, discuss and provide solutions, for you guys, right? And as I said, we have a very stellar team, that is getting lined up, and we're talking with a lot of other folks who will be helping you in your journey as well. So use them to the core, right? Don't miss any live sessions. Anyways, we will be recording most of the live sessions, but like live session is a live session, right? You'll get to interact and then chat with the developers there. Yeah, so that's kind of the structure, guys. So next 4 to 5 weeks, put in your heart, soul, and learn the concepts, execute it. Don't just go read and watch the videos, right? Just don't put on your headphones, click on watch video and then fall asleep. Get your hands dirty, install the environment, start coding right from day one. Literally, start coding right from day one, right? On the other hand, what I will be doing, what we will be doing is with regards to theory, with regards to the content. We'll be sharing like a lot of Notion notes, as and when it is required. All our notes, all our documentation is on Notion. So I'll be sharing those information to you as we go along, and also we'll be talking about what are the latest trends that are happening, especially with the ZK rollups. We're talking to some very interesting folks to come and give some talk and lecture about like what is the state of Ethereum 2.0, right? 2 months down the line or 3 months down the line, when they go to proof of work and the sharding, ZK rollups, whatnot, right? So working with the experts, to get into, for you to give that information. I'll talk one more thing and then I'll stop, and we'll be happy to take more, as many questions as possible. So imagine this is a foundation for you to get into the blockchain space, right? So writing a smart contract is the heart of any blockchain. Don't get bogged into, okay, why am I not learning Rust? Why am I not learning Polkadot? Or why am I not learning how to create an NFT? Sorry, how to create an NFT or how to create something else, right? Let's just give me 1 second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So don't get bogged down into those issues, and don't get carried away. Once you learn Solidity, the reason why we are actually starting with Solidity is, I won't say the Solidity is kind of everything in blockchain, but it is an entry point for you in the blockchain, because it's an EVM, right? It's Ethereum virtual machine. Now there are like a lot of L1s for you, like Avalanche and Near, who are all working on EVMs, and like you have L2s like Polygon, again, who are EVM compatible chains. Once you learn writing smart contract on Solidity, and once you learn how to deploy an EVM, you can actually take this code and then also deploy it in other EVM chains as well. It becomes very easy. And our hunch, I think my personal bet, in the blockchain space is, it's not that Ethereum will survive or Solana will survive or Polygon will survive, right? There will be many L1s and L2s, and there has to be interoperability at the end of the day. So for you to, if you're learning EVM smart contract, writing everything in smart contract, it becomes easy for you to even do the integration and interoperability going forward. Of course, we're not teaching those concepts at this point of time, but it becomes very easy, right? So how do you integrate between EVM chain and the Rust chain, which is a non-EVM chain? We'll go deep, at a later stage. Don't even worry about those concepts. But Ethereum has most, especially Solidity has, very solid developer base. They have deep documentation. They have like a lot of support. So that's one of the reasons why we are going with Solidity and teaching you the EVM chain. So don't get bogged into, oh, why am I not learning Rust? Like, oh, Rust has 250K jobs, right? 300K jobs. That's fine. Once you learn Solidity, learning Rust becomes very easy for you if you want to learn Rust. Okay, so start here. The other thing I wanted to also highlight is, don't get also bogged down by, okay, hey, I'm not learning something in NFT. I'm not learning something in DeFi space. I'm not learning something in the gaming space. Trust me, this is the solid foundation. Once you have the solid foundation, you can actually deep dive into any vertical. The gaming guys need smart contracts, and NFTs are written in smart contracts. Similarly, DeFi guys need smart contract folks, Solidity developers. Then you can actually go deep into specific vertical and learn business around that, and then start working on that, right? So what I'm trying to say is, don't go, around the noise, what is happening in the space, right? Just concentrate, learn the basics, get to a certain level and then experiment. Then during this process, you will be able to figure out where your interests lie, and then you figure out the rest, as you go along. Okay. I think I spoke for a decent 20-22 minutes. Let me stop here. I don't want to talk more, want to take more and more questions, from you guys. Yep. Feel free to. I have some questions, I think so. Okay, Amit asked, do we get to learn to deploy and make it live in mainnet? Amit, no, unfortunately not at the moment. Like, you will be deploying on testnet. But what we will do is, we have made a partnership with Speron. Speron is a no coding tool where you can actually deploy apps. We'll figure out, deploying on mainnet is little tricky, to be frank, Amit. We'll figure out as we go along on how to teach you on deploying the mainnet.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Benedict asks, did you say that we should download Speron? No, Speron is like, you need not download anything. We just had a partnership. They're giving free NFTs. Just drop me your wallet address and get an NFT. Questions, guys? More questions? Yeah, Omkar.
Hi, Kiran.
Hey, hi. How's it going?
Yeah, doing good. Thank you. First of all, thank you for organizing this Solidity Cohort. Hoping to learn and deep dive in Solidity and complete the Ethereum world. Few questions I have.
Sure.
So, any prerequisite before or during the cohort, you mentioned about the dApp development, right? So for that, apart from Solidity, the front end part, right? Like for example, React or anything we should know beforehand, or we should go during the journey, because complete end-to-end dApp development will require smart contract as well as the front end part. Any thought on that one?
So yeah, the dApp requires a front end experience as well, but don't worry too much onto that into that at this point of time. We'll figure out a couple of templates where you can actually plug and play, or we'll might to tie up with a couple of folks who know the front end development, might be where you can actually build the project, as you go along. Okay. But having said that, having it, at least some basic coding experience, and primarily JavaScript is always helpful, because Solidity coding is all lines with JavaScript, right? So if you don't have React experience or Node.js experience, and if you don't know the UI UX, don't worry, don't get bothered too much into that. What we will do is we'll pair up, as part of the team. So there is like a front-end developer and a back-end developer and a decent smart contract developer, and you can start building projects on top of it. Like we have like a lot of front-end developers, at this point of time. What was your another question? You have a couple of questions, right?
Yeah, sure. Next is, so you mentioned about, so basically there will be pre-recorded video will be shared, right? So like, we know, so basically let's say today is the first day. Okay. So I still didn't get when we have to start, either from tomorrow, or is there any schedule? Okay, this week, this day we'll get this particular video and we should learn from that one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a little bad on my part on the logistics. What I will do is, I forgot to mention, glad that you asked. So soon after the call, just wait for my DMs. I'll request you for the email IDs. So once I have the email IDs, most probably tomorrow morning I will share the first. I'll share 2 videos. At straight. This time. Just go through those videos, and then going forward, we will set a time. Depending, I'll take feedback around like what is the best time to and best day to release from you, based on your busy schedules there. But most probably we were looking at we will release it somewhere around Friday or Saturday night, so that you have some time to go through the weekend, and also do these projects. Yeah, with regards to the videos, but as far as the projects and assignments are concerned, we will release the topics on Tuesday night. So that's the goal.
Okay, and how about, for example, if you require any help, technical help, or any information we require, so how we reach you or some other mentor you mentioned, right? How we can communicate with?
So put it in the chat, put it in the Discord channel, right? And then what we will do is, we will add, I'll add the TAs to the cohort in the by today. They will pick it up, And then like, they were also not able to figure out, we have Pranav and Arvind. So they are already part of the channel, they are the ones who developed the course. We will try to get your query answered as quickly as possible as well. So we have like multiple people who can actually pick it up. And also blockchain is all about community. Say suppose if you know an answer to a question that someone poses, like feel free to pick it up and then answer, help each other.
Sure.
So I have a couple of more questions. So is it a fully beginner focused program on advanced concepts of Solidity? Like, so Hashim, like we will be teaching factory smart contracts. So and also creating how to, like the basics of creating a DeFi DApp. Other design patterns we are not teaching at this point of time. Does that answer question? Any other?
Yeah.
Any other follow-up?
No, I think I'm
Cool, awesome. So Kundan, like about the security part, security is a very deep concept in Solidity. So the way how we see that is, you learn the basics of writing the smart contract. The next concept that you need to learn is how to optimize the gas fee, because that's a very important concept. And then on the top of it is the security. Now, having said that, we are actually talking to two firms primarily. One in India and one in New York. In fact, like in New York, it's Certix. Certix is one of the top-notch security audit firms in the blockchain space. Most probably, we will be designing a course around smart contract security, and we are looking to roll out the course around June timeframe. So that will be an exclusive course around smart contract security and audits. We don't have expertise in-house, to develop that smart contract security course, but we're actually working with the best in the industry. And hopefully we will be rolling out that course very soon. But like we are not teaching smart contract security in this cohort at the moment. Hope that helps.
Yeah.
So Amit, like we will be using hard hat, as a tool.
All right.
Any other questions, guys? Feel free to unmute and ask your question as well.
Yeah. Hi, Kiran.
Hey, hi.
Nikhil here.
Yeah, hey.
So I have two questions. One is like blockchain is a distributed system. So, like, how do we test if we write? Means that's where my confusion generally goes. How do I test that it is successfully done and all other nodes are also there? Means how it really works once we write a smart contract. So how can we test? Is maybe if it is a further step in the roadmap for a blockchain developer or Solidity developer?
So no, for now, I think I have limited technical knowledge, and we will direct that, and then I'll get more deeper answer to your question. But writing the smart contract, and we will be testing and deploying it on testnet. So for now, once there you can actually see whether your smart contract is executed successfully or not. Once you are able to do that, Amit asked, like, are we deploying it on mainnet? Mainnet is production environment, right? So we're not deploying it on mainnet or not teaching on mainnet, because what happens is, if you have to deploy it on mainnet, you need nodes primarily, right? So we don't have the infrastructure at this point of time, for you to deploy it on mainnet. But for testnet, there are lots of people who provide the services for you to experiment and test, right? For mainnet, like for example, like we need to go back to Alchemy or some other guys, for us to purchase some nodes or get some sort of infrastructure for us to deploy those smart contracts, and test them on mainnet. So at this point of time, there are some limitations, but we will see, how to figure that out in the going cohorts, or might be even in this, like we will see how to do that. We have a partnership with Alchemy, by the way. So might be I will request someone from Alchemy to come and teach on how to deploy what Alchemy does, like how does it help. So once you develop a smart contract, like where does exactly Alchemy comes into the picture, right? Because I'm sure you guys might have seen from the Polygon recent tweet that when Alchemy came into the picture around October or November of 2021, into the whole Polygon picture. So their dApps actually, increased from like what 3,000 to now 19,000 dApps, etc. Right? So what Alchemy does is, it provides that infrastructure for you to deploy, those apps. It's like AWS of blockchain, on how AWS provides the infrastructure for you to deploy, Web2 apps and websites. Similarly, that's the work Alchemy does. So I'm taking that as a note. I'll try to get as much information as possible and we'll build on this. What's your second question?
Hi, Kiran. I just can I add point on this one? The question asked by
Sure.
Nikhil.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So two questions you asked, Nikhil. One is the distributed data, how exactly it syncs with the other node, and second is how we can test. So I in the chat I just shared one link. So basically, a smart contract we can write and test in the Remix ID. It's an online tool where we can write and even we can test our smart contract, functionally or manual part of it. Also, we can write a unit test in Solidity or in JavaScript to test the smart contract functionality. So that answer the testing part of it. The first question was the distributed data, how exactly it is synced with the node. So that is a part of the mining, basically the blockchain miner. They will sync the data across the nodes. We will not sync it. It will automatically sync across the nodes. They will confirm the block and they will sync the data. That's what I'm aware about your two questions. So just to add on that.
Yeah, my two questions were in that same. That's I'm just I little aware but not practically seen that. So if we can like get hands-on or some kind of guidance in that side, maybe. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So you have one more, right? Okay.
No, same. Distributed how the syncing of smart contracts happens, and another is
Okay.
how to test. How to test, yeah, basically.
Anything else, guys? Any more questions?
So Kiran, basically what type of projects are like, what problems are we going to solve? Like some hint on that?
Let me share that, Amit, right? So we are trying to come up with unique problems every week. We don't have everything ready at this point, right? So we wanted to solve. It's not that we are solving it just for the sake of solving. We wanted to solve some practical, issues, but like which can be solvable in the shorter time frame. So I'm working with the TS and the tech team on that part. I'll share that information, very soon. Sorry,
Okay.
and I don't have so much information at the moment.
No worries, no worries. We all are learning together and we will make it. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah. And what else? What else, guys? And like, wanted to hear from you. Like, do you have preference for any specific protocols? Like, and also wanted to learn, like, what are you expecting from the course? What is it that we should do? And also one thing that I wanted to tell you is, feel free to reach out to me at any point of time and then give us feedback, right? And because we are still learning, iterating, making this, into a better product, so feel free to give as much feedback as possible, right? I don't take it, offensive. So only when you give the feedback, we will learn. So I'd like to hear like from you guys, this is a very informal chat. Stop the recording.